Are MBAs really worth it? And if not, what is the alternative? An MBA today can cost tens of thousands of dollars and require years of time and effort. So the question is it really worth it? Well, it really depends on what your outcome is. If you are a business owner, then you don't really need an MBA. One of the reasons I say that is because as somebody who's built nearly 30 companies globally, worldwide, with international success stories, I don't have an MBA. Neither does somebody like Richard Branson. In fact, I've been very blessed to share the stage with Sir Richard Branson several times. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned from Sir Richard was that you don't have to have an MBA to do business. In fact, Richard Branson himself isn't that great at doing business. And he'll be the first to say that. What Richard Branson is world class at being able to do is to hire people that are very good at doing business. Now, if you don't want to be an entrepreneur and you want to be somebody that's hired by an entrepreneur to run an operational aspect of a business, then an MBA can be useful. In the same way that if you're learning a particular trade to apply in a particular industry, then absolutely traditional education is valuable. I don't want to get on an airplane if I know that the pilot hasn't been to pilot school and qualified as a competent pilot, and neither would you. But when it comes to MBA, we're crossing two very different boundaries. We're talking about theoretical academic aspects of business and the real being in the trenches of what business really requires. You see, what an MBA won't teach you is the number one qualification that I think is required, or the number one skill that is required to operate a business. And that is the ability to handle uncertainty. See, there is no certainty in business, but where do you learn to build that muscle? By doing it. Now, if you think that an MBA will give you more certainty to be able to navigate, then yeah, we can look at that. But I know so many entrepreneurs, so many success stories who dropped out of college, left school, at 16 years old like I did, that went out and didn't need an MBA but got a PhD in results. So if you're looking to get an MBA to give you the certainty to start a business, I've got news for you. You're going to end up with some skills and a piece of paper, but that's not going to replace an internal issue, which is what the inability to handle uncertainty is. If you're studying something traditionally right now, the other aspect is that we're moving so fast in the 21st century, and now in the 2020s, that most things, by the time they make it onto a curriculum, having been approved and validated and then signed off by a board and then finally put into a syllabus and then uploaded or taught online or published in textbooks, by the time it gets to the students, it's already out of date in today's marketplace. You're not going to give yourself what you think you need, in my experience, by going to get an MBA. If you're looking to chase significance by thinking that that'll make you finally good enough and that your parents will approve and that you can now feel smart or great, again, you're looking for an external piece of paper, likely signed by somebody you've never met, to really cover up an internal insecurity issue. That's a separate matter. And if that to you is worth tens of thousands of dollars, then go knock yourself out. But if you're sat there thinking, I can't start a business because I don't have an MBA, I'm not smart enough because I don't have an MBA, then I got news for you. You're barking up the wrong tree. And you'll spend tens of thousands of dollars climbing a ladder only to find out that it's leaning against the wrong wall. And nobody wants that. The best quote that I can share with you, my friends, is this from the late great Jim Rohn, who said that traditional education may help you make a living, but informal education will help you make a fortune. Ask yourself, what is your outcome? If you really want to go out and seize the day and go swing the bat at this game of life, you've already got everything that you need right now in order to be able to do that. And there isn't one excuse you could put on the table that I couldn't show you somebody in history who didn't have that resource and still went out and created magic for me to believe anything else. It's time somebody told you, you are good enough, you are great enough, you do have the potential. Nobody has the right to tell you you haven't, and if you think that you need something else right now that you don't have to go out and live your dream, you're living in Disneyland, go out and go do it, go swing the bat, and don't let not having an MBA stop you as an excuse.